there will be no middle class, only rulers and the servants.
And here I would like briefly to compare the parable of Brave New World with another parable which was put forth more recently in George Orwell's book 1984. I'm inclined to think that the scientific dictatorships of the future, and I think there are going to be scientific dictatorships in many parts of the world, will be probably a good deal nearer to the Brave New World pattern than to the 1984 pattern. They will be a good deal nearer, not because of any humanitarian qualms in the scientific dictators, but simply because the Brave New World pattern is probably a good deal more efficient than the other. But if you can get people to consent to the state of affairs in which they are living, the state of servitude, the state of being, well, it seems to me that the nature of the ultimate revolution with which we are now faced is precisely this, that we are in process of developing
Welcome to
a whole
your favorite
series of
celebrity,
techniques
Control to
which,
Control You, Chronicles.
will enable the controlling.
I'm just another personality. Visually represents the splitting of the subject in several alters. The central figure, or the core personality, has become simply another personality. It is blindfolded, representing the victim's total blindness to his condition. Welcome to your favorite celebrity, Control to Control You, Chronicles. Welcome back to the Pastor's Chronicles. This is part 6 of Celebrities Control to Control You. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to be bouncing back and forth. We're going to look a little closer to Kim Noble's split personalities. We're going to look at her drawings, each personality drawing. Look at this one here. So we're going to look at Bonnie, okay? Now, Bonnie was Kim's dominant alter for a few years. Okay, she was a warm motherly figure. If you've seen part 4, you see that she was a warm motherly figure to her daughter. And most of her paintings portray humans, mechanical robots and stuff like that. But let's look at this one right here. Okay. The name of this painting is called Itats. Symbolically depicts the reality of a mind-controlled slave. Okay? If you look at this photo, the Itats portrays a blank, emotionless face with blindfolded eyes. Now, if you look at it closely, the skull is cracked, which representing the cracking and the dissociation of the psyche. One of the eyes is bloody. And see, this is if you look at her paintings and see the symbolism in Hollywood, it's the same thing. You see, the symbols of the missing hidden eye is extremely important in the world of mind control. So the one eye is bloody, and we can assume that it was poked out. It symbolically represents the loss of half of the victim's vision of the world. The other half being taken out and controlled by the handlers. In occult symbolism, this emphasizes on one eye can refer to the eye of Horus, the all-seeing eye, a symbol of the occult elite. Okay, if you look at the cracked skull, take a look at Black Swan, a cracked face, another movie with heavy mind control elements. Let's look at another drawing from a different personality, Golden Dawn. Golden Dawn is the altar that saw the birth of her daughter, Amy. However, Dawn believes that Amy is still a baby and does not recognize the teenage girl that lives with her. So the name Golden Dawn was a heavily occult connotation, as it is the name of an important and powerful secret society that taught Hermetic Kabbalah, astrology, occultism, geomancy, alchemy to its initiates. It held within its rank prominent occultism such as Arthur Elwood Wade and Aleister Crowley. The process of monarch mind control combines state-of-the-art science, if you call torture science, with ancient occultism, whether it be a hermetic theories, Kabbalistic symbolism, or invocation rituals. It is therefore no surprise that she was given this occult inspired name. I mean, think about it. How can she draw these things? Okay, because the story was she was just, abused by her father. People, it goes further than that because her drawings indicate monarch mind control. And so if you look at the Golden Dawn again, was a heavily occult connotation, as it is the name of an important and powerful secret society. Okay? Her piece entitled The Naming visually dispensed the process of creating and naming a new altar. If you look at this painting here, the naming is an auto portrait of Kim with one eye that was removed from the face and placed above her bloody, which conveys the violent nature of the process. Once again, mind control is symbolized by the loss of an eye, which appears to have been replaced by a text poem that was probably used to program her. If you look at these photos, now look at these photos now with these artists, with these entertainers that's covering their eye. Come on, people. Listen to me. This is real. This is Satanism. These are people who worship the devil. And what are they doing? What is the agenda that they're pushing upon the masses? The agenda is to destroy all Christianity, to destroy all moral codes, okay? To usher in a religion that everything, Luciferianism. What is Luciferianism? Luciferianism is a form of religion that's created by Satan that one will war against the commandments of God, that one will war against God. And anything that's dealing with rebellion, that's what it is all about. This is the agenda. And if you look at all these artists that's under this monarch programming or kidding programming or beta programming, these people are pushing lust, violent, murder, sex, all kind of immoral things upon the public. And if you see the public is actually molded after this. So once the public becomes so evil and can't see far, then the Antichrist system moves in, force a new world order, force a one world religion, one world currency, one world government, and so everybody becomes slaves. And then what happened? The depopulation started taking place. Let's get back to Dawn. Most of Dawn's other paintings feature a limbless, mannequin-like figure who are subject to various methods of torture. Armless goddess betrays a hopelessly powerless figure, ironically referred to as goddess. Now, one thing that you got to understand is about the key. And so if you notice that some artists talks about a key, okay, the key is in the hands of the handler. The altar, the key appears to have a profound understanding of the process of mind control and its underlying occult aspects. The name key might refer to a term such as the key of the mystery or the Solomon's key, as she seemed to have been programmed to understand some of the occult concepts utilized in the mind control. You see, most of these altars works describe the programming process of, it's called It Happens. So if you look at this Kabbalistic great work with the tree of life, the main symbol of the Kabbalah, look at this photo here. This painting here is an extreme detailed work describing several layers of programming required to traumatize and program a mind control victim. The title, It Happens, it is a disabused way of saying that all of this really happened. It happened is comprised of overlapping layers surrounding a central figure. Okay? If you look in the middle, you see a human. And look at everything, each layer that surrounds this human actually shows what takes place to crack this person. Okay? So the helpless person strapped to a bed, the head is symbolically decapitated from the body using a line representing the concept of dissociation. Now, if you look at Lady Gaga's symbol, it's a mannequin without a head with lightning bolts coming from the neck all the way down to the private area. That bolt represents electroshock, and that headless mannequin represents the mind control victim whose head is given to the handler to control according to his or her will. And see, if you see this, you see what she's doing, you know it's right. There's no compromising, there's no denying the fact that this mind control thing really exists among Hollywood. Okay? So the outer layer dispense senses of victims being electroshocked, hung from a tree, being caged, raped, sometimes with animals, caged, buried alive, and more. From this outside layer, arrows point towards the second layer, which contains zodiac signs. According to F. Springmeyer, zodiac signs are used as a code to assign and file body programs. The center layer surrounding the victim contains words such as hell, devil, blood, and kill, okay, which are shock words used to further traumatize the victim. Now, there's another one called Golden Kabbalah. It uses the same basic layout as the previous image, but replaces scenes of trauma with occult symbols and the central figure with the Kabbalistic tree of life. So this actually explains and makes sense why you always see artists throwing up these occult symbolisms, because in mind control, manipulation, dissociation, they either program the symbolisms are programmed in one of those compartments of the brain, one of those created rooms of personalities, or either they may not be under mind control. They just down with the agenda. They are part of this the Illuminati Freemasonry, or they just they haven't. Some of them haven't decided yet, but they throwing up that they're going to be initiated into it once they sign a contract or give forth some human blood sacrifice. Each one of the Tree of Life's colorful spheres named Sephiroths are used in monarch mind control as compartments to store alter personalities. The outer layer of the work contains the name of each of the 10 spheres of the Tree of Life with its associated Hebrew letters. So by overlapping the trauma dispense and it happens with the occult aspects of Golden Kabbalah, we get a rather complete idea of the process of mind control. They schematize with the near mathematical precision, a process that is described by the authors of mind control, such as Fritz Springmeyer. The Kabbalah is synonymous with Hermeticism or Hermetic magic. The Kabbalah with Jewish Babylonian magic. The Jewish black magicians brought it to Europe. It began to get widespread notice in Europe after Enlightenment periods. The Great Pyramid, according to occult, is a symbol of the Kabbalistic tree of life. The branches of the tree from the four stems are lines to the base of the pyramid. Because the Kabbalah is the basis of their Hermetic magic, Illuminati systems will be fairly consistent in the make of a slave's internal tree of life and tree of evil. The rooms of the Tree of Life have names. Essentially, every Illuminati victim has the Kabbalistic Tree of Life placed in them. This tree lies below the other trees. These circles that make up the internal Kabbalistic Tree of Life are called rooms or quads by the various survivors. Altars can use the internal Tree of Life to work magic internally. It also reminds deeper altars of cult control. The circles of the tree are rooms that can be entered into. Mount Kabbalah is a figurative mountain in the Kabbalah. Another piece entitled Seven Levels is another highly detailed account of the process of dissociation. Comprised of several layers, this works dispense from bottom to top. The evolution of a slave from the hell of trauma to the heavenly feeling of dissociation. The bottom two layers dispense several horrific scenes of trauma. For example, we see in the bottom left corner a pregnant woman giving birth to a dead child in a pool of blood under disturbing phrases such as no life, death, and blood death all around. There are also several caged children, others being electroshocked and others hung upside down. Inverted crosses are found all around these two bottom layers, reminding us that these traumatic events are satanic ritual abuse. All of this trauma, pain, and suffering seems to be channeled towards the layers above, consisting of a plethora of occult symbols such as the Tree of Life, the signs of Zodiac, and all-seeing eyes. It is during this occult level that the transformation occurs. Now let's look at Judy. Judy's